Hey, Drew James here from LearnGuitarInLondon.com. I am going to show you a cool little trick that I accidentally discovered with one of my students recently, and that is how to change chords faster. Well, that's not the trick, but the trick I'm going to show you is going to get you to change your chords faster. Time and time again, what I see with beginners is that they might be able to keep the rhythm going, but the chord is just falling short. There's usually like a finger that's not there in time, or as they're moving from one to the other, it can just be like a little bit of a mess on the left hand. And I found this really, really awesome technique which speeds things up and at least shows you your weakness and what you need, what fingers you need to work on more, okay? So we're going to have a look at the left hand and I'm going to show you how you can speed up those chord changes. So some of my most inspired ideas have been the simplest, okay? And this one really is simple to get your chord changes faster. What we're going to do is we're going to do something called mutes, which actually are a very, very useful technique to learn in any case if you're playing acoustic guitar. Quite simply, this is a mute. So it's a very dull thud, okay? And it's really where the guitar is at its most percussive, unless you're hitting it, of course, okay? So if you were to strum using mutes, you hear there's no tone and the guitar sounds like a drum. Now, it's by the process of making a mute that's going to make your chord changes faster. So just for the purposes of demonstration, I'm going to use an E chord, but you should be choosing chords that you're finding difficult to change one from the other, okay? Because what this exercise is going to do is highlight what you need to work on, and also I'm going to give you a little practice plan to how to get that chord change faster at the end. So I'm going to take an E, and I'm going to strum an E and then mute. E, mute, E, mute. Okay, so we're always going to strum the chord and follow it with a mute. Now, first of all, let me show you how to do a mute. You can see that I'm strumming like normal, okay, so this hand is more or less the same. You might want to hit your mutes a bit harder than you hit your regular strums, just because it then kind of brings their dynamic up a little bit, basically their volume, so they're the same volume as your strummed chord. Anyway, a mute, you can see there's no magic formula to the left hand. My fingers are laid flat on the strings, okay? Now what you'll get as a beginner is you just feel like you should be pressing a little bit, all right? So what you might start getting is this. So you'll still be muting, but the bottom string will be ringing. Now this is the best advice I can give you. You've got to be light as a feather on this hand. Feel the strings under your fingers, but do not apply pressure, and especially I can't really do it with this camera angle, but don't grip with the thumb, okay? Don't push. It's not about gripping, it's just about feeling the strings under your fingers without applying pressure, okay? We don't want to be applying any pressure or making the thumb pinch at all, okay? So notice I'm just laying my fingers flat like this. I'm not kind of moving or anything, moving up and down the neck, because that's wasteful. Just from the E, I'm just laying my fingers flat, so they're pointing towards the ceiling. All joints are locked as well, so I'm not doing this. Sorry, unlocked. Okay? So what you're aiming for is a dull sound, no tone. If you're getting this, that's not good enough. If you're getting that, then you're holding definitely too tight. So just work on trying to get a good mute sound first of all. Then, as I said earlier, you're going to strum and mute, strum and mute. Now what this is going to do is the very act of having to lift up the chord is going to mean that you've got to get back to it quickly, okay? Now to get back to it quickly, you've got to train your fingers where they need to go nice and quickly. So what you'll start to see is that you might see like one finger taking a bit longer to get there, okay? Now, if you do this for 2 minutes for any problem chord, so get your phone out, set a timer, go 2 minutes, go, right, okay, my G needs some work. Okay, so I'm going to do G. So you just go strum, mute, mute. Notice my fingers aren't moving. I'm not going like this for my mute, or I'm not doing spreading them out. I'm just looking for a dull thud. Now, what you might find is that when you're doing your G, your little finger's a bit late each time, okay? So what it's doing is it's training you to make that chord time and time again, and also a damn sight faster than it does in songs, because songs we might be on a G chord for a little while before we change, okay? Whereas this is a lot more focused on making that chord, because I'm afraid the only way to get faster at chord changes is making them time and time and time and time again. You might need to do them well over 1,000 times, in fact probably more, before you can get them sounding smooth and change to fast enough. So this idea is training your left hand to make those chords. And if you do find there's a finger that's not playing ball, okay, just if it's ending up here, then you're just going to have to pull it down further. Okay, so there's no hard and fast rule for that. So just try it with G. C's another good one if you've been having problems with it. So you can just see that I'm bringing the mute down and then the fingers are having to go down. They're going down in a unit. They're not going down da da da. Well, they are, but it's happening very, very quickly. But it's just push down, okay? So learn to mute and strum a chord. It will speed up your left hand changes and basically make you a better guitarist. Thanks for watching my lesson on how to speed up your chord changes. Now, if you'd like to take things a little bit further, you can click this link here, and what that will do is that will take you through to a web form where you can join my student area. It's completely free. There you have tab, you have additional resources to make you a better guitarist. What else is there? Exclusive videos you don't get on YouTube, and just loads of other cool resources that will make you a better guitarist. So thank you so much for watching. By the way, also there's a beginner's guitar course there as well, so click that link and have fun. Keep on playing, see you soon.